All right, guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all doing extremely well today. So about a year and a half ago, shortly after NAMM 2019, I was chatting with the legend that is Matt from Mayones Guitars and Basses, who, if you don't know by now on this channel, are an absolutely fantastic guitar factory based out in Gdansk in Poland. They make handcrafted guitars and basses that are insane. I'll put links to all the videos that I've done on Mayones guitars in the description box. But anyway, I was chatting with Matt, and basically he was chatting and saying, we'd really like for you to come out to the factory and, do a video on it, check it out, make a little documentary style thing about it so that we can show people, how we build our guitars and the ethos behind our guitar building and all that kind of stuff. And also we wanted you to check out the new Configurator beta system that we've got on our website, which essentially allows you to custom spec your sort of dream Mayones guitar with all the different woods and hardware and all that kind of stuff that you can just build your own Mayones, send it to them, and they'll build it for you as a custom thing. So the idea was that I would sort of go on the Configurator website and I would build my sort of ideal Mayones guitar with all the kind of specs and features that I personally would love in a guitar from Mayones, that send it to them, and then they would sort of build it, and I would go over to the factory and shoot a little documentary about it, pick up the guitar, and do all that kind of awesome stuff. So obviously 2020 took quite a dive. Therefore, I wasn't able to fly over to Poland to check out the factory and meet the guys and do all that kind of stuff and see the guitar building process and check out the configured guitar. However, I can still build the guitar on the Configurator beta system on their website and show you how it all works, and maybe, just maybe, somehow a guitar might just appear out of thin air, who knows. Okay, so I've got my laptop set up with a screen grab. You can see what's going on. We're on the Mayones website, as you can see, looking suave. And we're going to design my ideal Mayones guitar together on the Configurator. So as you can see, scroll down, we've got the Configurator just there. And it gives you some more options. All right, so I want to design a Duvel because I really like the Duvel. I think that's like a metal vibe guitar. I just like the way it looks. So we're going to go Duvel Elite 6 because I'm a 6-string player, not a 7-string player. All right, so now we're on to the design page. As you can see, we've got a Duvel. This has got, I believe it's like a spalted maple top, sort of your standard Duvel we're looking at right now. So I'm going to take you through my ideal spec. Firstly, we know the shape is Duvel. That's cool. We want a right-handed bodywood. So we've got swamp ash, we've got mahogany, we've got black limber, Corina. I'm absolutely getting the black limber because it just looks sick. Top wood. You got loads of different top woods to choose from, as you'd expect, but I'm a big fan of the old Buckeye Burl, so we'll do that. We'll go for the Buckeye Burl there. Finish. So I don't like gloss, really. It depends on the guitar. If it's PRS, that's cool. If it's something with paint on it, then that's cool. But I like sort of satin with a matte back. Yeah. So rather than it being porous on the top and the back, I'd like it to be satin on the top, porous on the back. So like a satin top, matte back. That looks good. Headstock finish. Absolutely has to be matching. We need master grade Buckeye Burl headstock. Neckwoods, we've got 5-ply Wenge Purple Heart. Works for me. It's the only option we've got. I assume that you can obviously get in touch with Mayones and say, look, can we try this? Can we try that? And they'll give you different specs. Obviously, some stuff's only available on the website. As it says here, some of the woods might be restricted due to CITES, all the rest of it. But anyway, fretboard. Definitely going to go bird's eye maple, roasted or tonally enhanced wood, as Mayones call it. So we've got our 4A bird's eye maple. This guitar's going to be pretty intense. 25.4 scale. Works for me. Mayones logo, yeah, I want that to be metal. I don't want fret markers because I don't like fret markers as such, unless it's like a Les Paul or a Strat or something like that. Or, of course, the bird inlays. But just generally, not the biggest fan. Pickups. Well, we've got a choice between Seymour Duncan Bare Knuckle, Fishman, and Mayones TKO pickups by Bare Knuckle. But we all know the pickup brand that I know and love, which is, of course, Bare Knuckle. So now that we've selected our pickup brands, we can go ahead and do the covers and everything. So for me personally, on this guitar, we can try a couple of different covered options. Some of them do look quite badass, as you can see. Like the Battle One and stuff's too much for me personally. I do generally just like black bobbins, for the most part. I like covered pickups, But on a guitar that's got a busy top, I think you have to simplify it on the pickups, for example. Each to their own, but I'm going to go black bobbin. I don't want pickup covers. Pole screws. I love hex bolts or Allen bolts. Gold is definitely the way. So black bobbins with gold hex bolts because it looks badass, especially against that Buckeye burl, as you can see. No radiator covers for me. Control layout. So I want volume and tone with the push-pull because it's got the special little beautiful preamp in it. I don't actually know what the preamp is that they use in the Mayones guitars, but on my Regis Core Classic, when you pull the pot, it basically sounds like it adds compression, boost, and a bit of EQ, and it splits the pickup down. And then the tone pot acts as the level of that circuit that preamp that you can dial in, and it's just awesome. It's such a beautiful sound, and it really adds a new dimension to the sound of your pickups. So I'm absolutely going to spec that into the guitar. Side dots, yeah, we want the loom inlays in the blue. Bridge, okay. So far we've got the top, the neck, the pickups, we've got the control layout, you know, we've got the fretboard, everything we know so far. It's looking beautiful, but we also need to choose the bridge. Now, hardtail is the option here. We've got the Goto 510 trem, but for a guitar like this, it's pretty metal, if you ask me. I want it to be hardtail because I like to be able to drop it and all that kind of stuff. I've got enough guitars with hip shot bridges on them, so I'd really like to try the Charla Hans bridge, or Hannah's bridge. And we can choose black, black and silver, or black and gold. Obviously going to be black and gold because, you know, why not? Go with the pickups. If you don't know what the Charla Hannah's bridge or Hans bridge is, it's this low profile hardtail bridge that allows each string to resonate freely in its own sort of dedicated saddle, and then the actual saddle clamps are made from the Graphtec material, like the Graphtec nuts. And as far as I'm aware, they're just super sturdy, super comfortable bridges meant for you know, just it's like a string through construction, and apparently it's just really good for resonance and all that kind of stuff. Now, when I selected that Charla Hannah's Hans bridge, it changes the machine heads. Interestingly though, the black and gold bridge, but then we got gold machine heads, which I'm not really a fan of. Right, so that is currently everything that is available to me through the configurator I've got here designed in. So we've got, as you can see, a Buckeye, master grade Buckeye Bill top DeVell with the the black limber body with the tonally enhanced 4A bird's eye maple fretboard. It's got the 5-ply Wenge Purple Heart neck, bare knuckle silo pickups in silo humbuckers with the preamp, 5-way blades, so you get the nice in-between coil split sounds, and we've got the Hans bridge with the sort of matching Charla locking tuners. That's pretty badass. That's a pretty intense guitar. Once you've done that, you can generate the code. You basically click this like generate share code, and what it does is it gives you a little code, and then if you download it, so if I click download image, now I should have my own, there you go, look at that. So at this point, when I've designed and downloaded the image of my sort of custom Mayones, I would then email that to the Mayones customer service, or in my case, I email Matt and say, look, this is a guitar that I've got. And if there are any further changes that you want to make beyond that, then you would ask, you know, via email or over the phone. So for me, for example, one thing that I would like on this particular guitar is like a fade of black around the edge, because I kind of, when you've got these really complex wood tops, I think it's nice to focus it into the center of the guitar a bit more, almost like a vignette, you know, you want to focus that in. So when it's right up to the edge for me, I prefer it to have like a nice sort of, you know, sort of black fade around the edge. That's the first thing that I would like to ask them to do. Secondly, I think I would prefer that the tuners were mixed hybrid colors, so like black buttons but gold. So you see the black buttons on the side, but then you see the gold pins on the top. What else? I think I'd prefer the volume knobs to be like maybe wooden volume knobs, because I know that they're really good. Mayones are really good with using their leftover woods from guitars and putting them into other stuff. So I'd see if they'd be able to use some of the leftover wood to create maybe a couple of volume and tone knobs rather than have the metal ones. You know, why not? May as well ask. So for me, that's kind of my ideal Mayones guitar. Like if I had free reign and I wanted to design my own Mayones, this would probably be it. So once you've designed it all, of course, then you email it across to them with any changes or additions of the spec that you'd like to make within, I guess, you know, their ability. Then they say, yes, we can do that. We'll build that. It's going to cost this much money. And then after a measurable amount of time, because obviously they have lots of guitars to build, they are a custom shop, so I don't imagine it takes, you know, 2 days. I imagine it's a good while. Then I guess they send it to you. It's been a measurable amount of time. So some of you have probably guessed I actually designed that Duvel over a year and a half ago, maybe, or around that sort of time when I first got emailed. And obviously these things take time. And then of course, with everything that's going on at the moment, you know, it took even longer. But sure enough, about a week ago, I got sent this, which is the guitar that you just saw me design in the Mayones configurator on their website. Well, firstly, these carry cases are sick. It's got bag straps on it, so you know you can carry this around like a normal gig bag, which is sick, but it's like kind of hard as well, so that's cool. Anyway, in the front pocket you get strap locks, tools, instruction manual, and of course the certificate of authenticity, which is in there. But the big reveal. So here is the guitar that I designed on the Mayones configurator website, which you just saw. If only it actually arrived as fast as it looks like it might have done in this video. But this is a Duvel Elite Custom 6, and the spec is as you just saw, but you must have noticed there's a couple of different changes aesthetically, which I asked them to do via email. First of which is that black fade. So this, you'll see some close-ups as well. I'm obviously going to film some close-ups with my camera. But this beautiful satin finish master grade Buckeye Burl top now has a black fade, which isn't something they had on the configurator. But I emailed and said, I'd really like you to do like a black fade around the edge, which they have, and it looks bad ass. The next change that I wanted to make was I wanted wooden knobs. So I said, do you have wooden knobs? Can I have those on the guitar? And they said, yes, we can do that. And as you can see, especially on the close-up, we've got little bits of Buckeye Burl on the very top, and it looks like Wenge around the side with little rubber rings to grip. Stunning. The volume pot has the preamp built in. We've got the 5-way. We've got the Charlotte Hans bridge, which you can see here, and it's really, really comfy. Bare knuckle silo pickups, and they've got the black with the gold, black bobbins with the gold hex bolts. Classy. It's just how I like it. Nice and simple. And I know these pickups are great, and very proud of them too. Next, we've got stainless steel frets. We've got 24 stainless steel frets. We've got the tonally enhanced roasted 4/8 bird's eye maple, which looks beautiful. They also managed to change the hardware on the tuners to have black buttons and gold on the back, as you can see, and the matching Buckeye Burl headstock with the metal logo. And the back of the neck is that 5-piece bolt-on Wenge Purple Heart beast. The finishing on the guitar is fantastic, really. I mean, it's, like I say, it's the kind of open pore finish on the neck and on the body. And it just looks really, really good. It's super smooth. There's a really nice spoon cut contour on the back here when you're playing as well, which makes it super nice. One thing I do have to say as well is the little details, like on the control plate cavity, they've got a little message about being handcrafted in Poland. And even trying to get that control plate off the guitar was so hard. It was so snug. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I could go on about how, you know, well this guitar feels and how well built it is, but obviously it's more important about how it actually sounds. Do you know what is really, really funny though, just to say this right now? I obviously designed this maybe a year and a half ago, and I think I must have done it around the same time that me and Dave designed my signature Chapman, because my new ML3 Carfus burst and this next to each other look very similar, which says to me that my tastes at the time were obviously, you know, Burl tops with black fades and roasted maple fretboards. We obviously need to hear how it sounds. So next up, I'm plugging this in to my dual Super Kraken stereo rig, and we're going to just hear all the tones this guitar is capable of. So that would basically conclude this video. Next up is all the tones. I sincerely hope you enjoy them. Without further ado, here is my Mayones custom Duvel Elite 6. Just before we get going, I've strung this guitar up in drop C using my D'Addario NYXL set, 11 to 60. And yeah, we're going to go through some cleans and use the pedal board and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to show you the preamp first because it's really exciting. So we're starting on a clean channel with a bit of reverb on the Krakens. So I'm going to take the tone pot acts as the sort of blend for that preamp. So I'm going to roll it all the way out and show you the silos on full humbucking. So you get the idea. It's a clean with reverb. Now, if I split it down, this is what you get. So that's the sound of the guitar split down. And now if I blend in the coil, the preamp, so suddenly it's like boosted, there's lots more warmth, it's really compressed, but where it really comes into its own is when you use it on some of the in-between positions. So you get the idea with the preamp. It's like super compressed, it adds a boost and it adds like an EQ. I'm not quite sure exactly what it does, but it sounds to me like that's what it does. And it's really helpful if you want to bring out some of the sort of lesser output tones on the guitar, like when you split down the coils and things like that, out of phase sounds. It just like brings it back up to a good level so you can use it without having to do too much adjusting. So really like that. Hopefully John edited that down into a nice little edit of just what that preamp does, and now we're just going to have a listen to a load of tones. very much for watching this video. Thank you so much to Matt and the guys at Mayones for wanting to work with me on this video, and for sending this absolutely beautiful guitar across. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Definitely try out the configurator. It's loads of fun. I think I must have designed maybe 4 or 5 different guitars on there before landing on this one, and it's just more fun just to like scroll through and do all the different options and things like that, because you know, we all like designing our dream guitars. So yeah, have a go at it. Let me know what you think. I'll put a link in the description box below. But as always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and share. I've been Rabea, and I will see you all very soon.